Evening, everyone. How we all doing? Yeah, it's Joe again here for another Koi Wholesale auction, number 14 this time. Obviously, we skipped a week last week. I think Ricky had some heart flutters, maybe not wanting to release all the fish I picked. So, you know what he can be like, holding stuff back all the time. But yeah, I've managed to finally get some this week, so he's signed off on it. And I'm really pleased to say we've got Alan Tate joining us tonight. So we'll bring Alan in. How are you doing, Alan?
Hey Joe, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool for people to get just your opinion in general on the fish we've got on tonight. So yeah, I'm glad to have you and appreciate you coming on short notice.
Yeah, no, Ricky doesn't give you much time.
It's kind of the Koi Wholesale way, mate. Everything happens in a bit of a rush, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm learning that as we get on. But yeah, no, I'm excited for tonight. Got some really nice fish. So if anyone hasn't seen before, you'll be able to find more information on our Koi Wholesale website about how this process works. Anyone can bid in the comments or on Facebook or YouTube, and you can have the fish shipped to some of our participating dealers all around the country. So just have a look at the T's and C's and stuff, but a really good opportunity to pick up some fish from some of the best farms in Japan. So I guess without further ado, we can jump into it with fish number 1, which is a nice little Sakai Tosai, yeah. Guess you'd call that a Maritime Tosai still, wouldn't you, Alan?
Yeah, Maritime to a site.
Yeah, 18 centimeters from the shipment that Ricky's recently done on Sakai. Obviously, the Sakai fish had been really popular in the last couple of auctions, and yeah, I managed to steal a couple more away tonight. But yeah, he's not as easy to yeah, we a bit more precious with his Sakai stuff is Ricky.
Well, you let this one slip through then.
Yeah, it's a nice little fish to be fair.
Yeah,
I
nice
think
long
obviously,
head on it.
yeah, that was going to be one of my first kind of comments.
Yeah,
Is that it's got quite a long face from the back of the head, like to the front of the mouth. Will
yeah.
that change much, Alan, with age, or will it stay same as it?
No, it should stay the same way. Body line's really, really good. The benny plate looks exceptional. The Saroji's really good, and the pecs are really nice shape actually.
Yeah,
It's one of them things that certain people will have a problem with the pattern on this fish. But at the end of the day, what we're looking for is body shape, skin quality, consistency of colour. The little area at the tail end where there isn't any benny isn't a major issue. From a judging point of view, in a show, that wouldn't make a lot of difference.
no,
That something some people won't like it because of the pattern. Pattern isn't the be all and end all. It's important for young people that aren't shown to have a pattern they like, but the body shape on this fish is really, really good.
yeah.
Pecs are exceptionally good shape on them. A really nice fish.
Yeah, I think I always like especially on Kahaku. I'm not so much of a bigger deal for me on Sankey or Showa, but I always like a white peduncle just before the tail, because it tends to be that bit whiter as well. I don't know. I've always kind of been told you should want a white peduncle. You know, if there's Benny right up until the first tail ray, would that affect your opinion on it?
Not really. Again, for me, pattern isn't the be all and end all. To me, body shape's all important. Skin quality is important. Pattern does play a part, but not as big as what people think it does. This is just from colour intensity of this fish is really, really good. The benny plate's good right through the fish. The sashi's really good. Kiwa's developing. Still a lot to do on the Kiwa, but what we can see is of a good standard. Yeah, really nice fish.
Yeah, really nice. What I'm gonna do, guys, for some of the I suppose you could say smaller lots, I'm gonna start a 2-minute timer on these bits from now. Once we've had a bit of time just to kind of go through the fish, we'll try and speed things up. For some of the bigger lots tonight, we'll obviously see how we get on. I don't want people, bidding right at the last second and sniping it away if somebody's really, really interested in securing fish. So let's start this 1 minute. So 1 minute 30 left on the timer today. I think Alan, I've seen a little bit of a difference at Koi Wholesale. Between the Sakai Benny, the Dainichi Benny. They're
Yeah,
very, very, very different styles. I think with the Sakai Benny, you tend to get it, or I've seen that it's a lot more vibrant at a young age. Is that just a different Benny style altogether, or?
yeah. You tend to find that it solidifies earlier than it does in Dainichi, where Dainichi tends to have the colour built up in the centre of the scale. I find Sakai tend to develop the Benny plates quicker, and this fish would say so. If you have you got a video of this one?
Yeah, I'll run the video actually. Good point, Alan. It's good to have you on. I would have forgot to run that, but there you go. Yeah, you can kind of see
Yeah.
the
If we look,
Shiroji quality.
yeah, the Shiroji is really, really good, and the Benny's consistent. It's thick and it's really fully developed. Really, where you find Dainichi tends to have colour mass in the centre of the scale till it gets bigger. So I find Sakai Benny develops quicker than it does in a Dainichi.
Mm.
So
15 seconds
interesting.
left on this one, guys. So as soon as the timer goes, I'm going to call it. 10 seconds. Really nice little fish. There we go. Paul Hutchinson at £150. Well done. Yeah, last bit of comment on this one, Alan. Do you think that there's potential for this to become a three-step? Just looking at that Benny between on the second Dan.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think looking when I watched the video, it looks like it is going to break and become a three. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely going to be a
yeah.
three-step.
Be a different element to the fish when it grows up. To be fair,
Yeah.
be interesting to
Th-
see.
This is a type of fish I think anybody new to the hobby wants to look at buying and then learn from this fish. There's so much learning to do from that fish, the quality of the fish, how the structure of the body's going to develop. It is a good learning fish. I've seen me when I first started buy fish similar to this, just understand what happens with the body shape, with the Benny quality. And again, this is Sakai again. Yeah.
Sakai again, yeah. This one, obviously, the Shiroji is not quite as developed as the other one. I think you can see like a big difference between the two fish we've had on before. But I was speaking with Ricky about this like pink pigment that's in the skin. I just think
Yeah.
it's well. What's your opinion on it?
Oh, this will develop into pure Shiroji eventually. It just
Yeah,
take a little bit longer. Some people may be a little concerned that the pinkness at the tail end is quite strong. That's not an issue. The Shiroji will develop in that area. But the body shape's really, really good. Nice broad head. Very clean pecs. Yeah.
yeah.
And I've just seen Mr. Stoddard's remarks there. Um,
To be fair, he hadn't had a snipe yet, Ricky. Not yet.
Not yet.
There's still time, Alan. There's still time.
Wait we'll do his event together.
I think we're gonna have to set up a wrestling match or something. To be fair, that'd be entertaining. Put your bets on who's gonna
He
win.
needs to, he needs to leave his phone out his pocket because he's going to end up in a vat with the fish. Yeah, as you can
So
see,
yeah,
the Shiroji on that video appears cleaner than it does on the picture.
yeah.
And
Sometimes fish can come across different depending on the picture, and you can see kind of differences between the picture and video. It can differ really depending on how sunny the day was when the picture was taken. To be fair, we try not to edit them to enhance them more than what the a photo actually is, to try and keep them kind of true to the picture. But different conditions in the day can change the
Yeah.
the fish picture. Yeah. But yeah, I love a marathon. I'm gonna say I'm one of these that will pay that little bit extra money for a marathon, just because I know they are magic though when you get a good one.
They are. But fish of this quality for a novice are really good quality fish to learn from.
Mm.
Sometimes you can buy expensive fish as a newbie and be really disappointed. So I'm of the belief that when I started, I bought fish no more than 200 quid. And a lot of the time it was just to learn from it. And when I do classes with some of the young members at Northeast, I'll actually give them a koi away with them to let them see how it develops. I've not got a problem with that. And you'd be amazed how quick people learn if they've got something of quality that's not expensive. They'll understand the body shapes. They'll understand shiroji and beni, sumi, or single coloured fish, and they can progress pretty quick. And it's all about educating people.
Yeah, and I
And
think
these fish,
sorry, Alan.
go on.
I was just gonna say, it's for somebody that's not wanting to spend, 400 or 500 quid on a more jumbo tosa. This is a good, experiment in a Sakai bloodline, isn't it? At the prices, we're talking about. For Sakai fish, there's, with a Marathon Kahaku, there's, that's, I guess, the part of it that I think people are going to enjoy, is being able to test Sakai a little bit in their
Yeah,
ponds.
yeah, it is. You can learn so much without spending big money, and then you can progress in the hobby. And it's not about just showing fish. To me, the hobby is about everybody understanding how to develop a fish to its maximum. And
Yeah,
these fish are the right type of fish to do that with. And
and I think,
this stunning little fish.
yeah, I'll play that video again. Got about 1 minute left on this, guys.
Yeah, the balance of this fish is really good. Body shape's excellent.
And you can see, obviously, with the sashi on that second dan, there's obviously decent depth to the
Yeah,
Benny as well.
yeah,
Um,
there is.
so yeah, I think the actual keyword on the fish is pretty much there. Is it? It's kind of tends to be the way is that sashi takes a bit longer, I guess. Well, again,
Yeah,
you might tell me I'm wrong, but I think it just needs a bit of time and refinement. So there we are. So about 30 seconds left. Nice little fish.
yeah,
So yeah, about 20 seconds left, and Alan here at 125 quid. Yeah, nice fish. Sakai is one that I'm enjoying watching Ricky raise them at the minute. Yeah, and just seeing the differences between them and the Dainichi stuff is just fun to watch, because there are differences in two of the biggest farms really in the world.
yeah.
5 seconds left. Three,
Marcus has come in with 140.
140 quid. Fantastic. Yeah, sorry, that was Marcus Upton that got that one just before the timer went off. Well done, Marcus. Nice fish for the money, I think. Let's see what we've got next. So that was the two Sakai. Yeah, so we're on to a little Sankey here. I think Ricky quite likes this one. Obviously, got the Sumi is very much like apparent where it's already coming up, but I think there's still quite a little bit more to do. I guess refinement as well. But it's also got really cool like keyword down that left hand side on the second
Yeah,
dan. Like, I get, is it Marizome keyword?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
nice little fish.
yeah. It is.
So I'll
Run
start
the
I'll
video.
start in the 4 minute timer on this one, guys. So I'll play the video for you. Oh, wait, there we are. Yeah, so obviously it's got a little bit of the Benny in the pectoral there. But it's got the. I actually think the Benny pattern, the bit on the left hand side. Oh, sorry, the fish's right hand side. The
Yeah,
keyword just down that side is a. I've not seen that very much in like young fish. I've seen it quite a lot in larger fish. Where it's almost like that scalloped effect on the edge of the
yeah,
Benny.
yeah.
Nice little feature.
It is. It's got a good, strong body shape, got strong structure. The Saruji is good. Where the blue is shown, I'm not sure if that will come up. I think it's more baby sumi.
All right, yeah, just on the just after the head.
Yeah, yeah. But the quality of the sumi that's there is really, really good. Body shape's good, and again, the body plate's excellent. There's
Yeah.
very little deviation between the head colour to even the tail end of the fish.
hmm I
Pecs
was
are
ask,
really nice shape. Yeah,
I was asking a couple of the guys at work. We couldn't figure out if there was actually a name for, you get tejme in the pectoral fins.
yeah.
Is there a term for it the in the tail
And
fin or the dorsal
just the
tejme?
same description. Tejme is
Because
just the stripe, so it can be in the tail, be in the pecs, can be in the dorsal.
I think I love tejme on a Sankey, especially in the if you get like consistent tejme all the way down the dorsal. I think it can
Yeah,
add like a different element to it. But yeah, it's nice that it's got it in the tail as well.
yeah, it's
How
really
much
nice.
does tejme come into you thinking when you're judging a fish, Alan?
Not a lot actually. Most Sankies will have it. It doesn't make a lot of differences from a judging point of view. Um, in Japan, they prefer to have odd stripes in each peck, so one in three or two and four. They're not keen on equal one and one or two and two, three and three. It always needs to be an odd number either side. Now, I've never understood why, and I've never been told the reason why. So I'll just judge a fish on its merits. But the picture on this fish doesn't actually show the beauty of the face of this fish. On the video, you can see the white shiroji frames the Benny plate, lovely. Just gives it a different element. You see better on there how that white nose frames the red.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes such a difference from the picture.
I see what you mean. Yeah, so you can see it on the picture looking down on it. It doesn't give that same effect, does it?
No, it
That you
doesn't.
get with
Different fish in the video.
yeah,
And this is
totally.
where, from a judging point of view, judging from photographs is nearly impossible. Just a nightmare. You know for a fact that 9 times out of 10 you got the decision wrong because some fish are very photogenic and other fish aren't. This fish in question isn't photogenic, but when you see the video, it looks a different fish.
Yeah. Don't get injured, Ricky. Got a lot more photographing to do, I've heard. After your
Really?
masterclass today.
Oh, yeah, me.
Right, I'm just gonna put a 1 minute timer on because we missed the timer going off there whilst you were analysing it. Good, nice to see the difference between the video and the photo there. So got about 30 seconds left on the timer. Anyone wanting to go? It's 115 with Grace at the minute. About 20 seconds.
But yeah, this is again, it's a small fish that you can learn so much about. Learn about the sumi, how it develops, how it recedes. It is a quality fish.
And Grace has won it. Well done, Grace.
Well done,
Another
Grace.
Grace has already had a few Sakai Tosai from us already, so she's building quite the collection, I think. Some really nice ones as well. Okay, fab. So let's move on. This one, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this one, Alan. I think this
Well,
one is gonna.
there's certain words Ricky says I can't use.
This goes kind of completely against the rule book, doesn't it? In terms of like what you're
It
looking for in a Sankey.
it does, and because you're fairly new to this, you're not a seasoned veteran yet. I'm going to ask you what you think of this fish.
Unique.
That's a cop out.
No, it's one of them fish that when I saw it and I was seeing where the sumi lies, I kind of looked at it and go, well, if it all came up where it's showing and it stayed in that size, if say the sumi comes up and then it goes, into small little droplets, it might not be as stunning as what I feel like it could be. But yeah, it's kind of that gamble, I guess, and the thrill of the gamble.
Run the video.
Let's have a look. It's going to have like very little kind of major Shiroji windows, is what I'd guess. If the Sumi comes up and stays at the size that it's showing.
Yeah,
But obviously, it's lacking a lot of Benny where you'd want, if you were looking for like a traditional Kahaku pattern on a Sankey.
yeah, and this is an ideal fish to get the point across that pattern isn't the be all and end all. The bounce in this fish is, even though there's not a lot of beni on this fish, the bounce is created by the sumi and the placement of the sumi. So this fish, even though the pattern will not be for the purist, is a very interesting pattern. And
Yeah.
as this sumi develops, we will then have balance between the three colours. As the Shiroji looks like it's going to be really, really good on this fish. The body shape's good, pectoral fin shape's good, the Maritan head is good. So the balance is created by the sumi itself. So this fish, I'll be judging this fish on body and skin, and the pattern wouldn't be the be all and end all, because I think when the sumi comes up, the balance is created by the sumi and the shiroji. Really nice fish, actually. This is a fish I would take a gamble on.
Yeah, I think for if we were talking about a Nisai that was going to be even double or triple the price with still that same gamble effect, then I'd probably be, a bit hesitant. But it's one of them fish where if in a couple of years I see it at 50 centimeters, I'd remember it because
Yeah,
it's not like you see a fish like this. I know it's not like the Sakai are not breeding the fish like this essentially, so you don't see them very often. But I don't know. It's kind of one where it could be something a little bit special, or it could be, it depends on what your taste is really.
yeah. It's all about people's preference.
Hmm.
But again, it's looking at the body shape, looking at the skin quality, and then decide whether that pattern's for you. I would take a gamble on this. If we look at Kindai Shua, they're predominantly a white fish. There isn't masses of beni, there isn't masses of sumi. So this is technically a Kindai Sankey.
Yeah,
And I think it could be something very, very nice. This one gets big.
yeah. Well, let's
I think,
see. Let's see if people agree, because I think like we say, I'll divide opinion. So I'll put 2 minutes on this one. And Alan at the minute at 110. Yeah, like I said to Ricky the other day, I think we need to have either a podcast session or something maybe next year with all these fish that people are buying and seeing if we can get like a 1 year on. Because I'd love to see the fish in a year's time, see how they develop at people's ponds.
yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, I've just done that one about the Shearer that was at the National 2014 and how it developed over the years. And it was interesting to see how the subtle changes in that fish to what it is today. And it's a cracking fish.
Yeah.
even though some people dismissed it when it was young as a torsai, and they were wrong to dismiss it.
Yeah.
So
1 minute left on this, guys. £110. I think there's a few stories like that, Alan, where fish have been hobbyists have let go of them and then they've reappeared on the show circuit. I've
oh
heard quite
yes,
a few tales like that.
yeah, I got rid of a sankey once. It came back to haunt me.
Yeah, it happens, I guess.
Yeah,
40 seconds on this one, guys. This is the, I think, the last Sakai fish of this auction. Yeah, 30 seconds, £110 with Ant Allen at the minute. $20 seconds. Don't think there's many takers with this one. Nice fish
it's a,
nonetheless.
it is. It's a big gamble, this fish,
Mm.
but it could be
10,
something special.
10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, and Alan with that one. Well done, mate. Really nice fish. I'll be interesting to see how it gets on.
Yeah,
Okie dokie. So next one. This is yeah, again something a bit totally different. And to be fair, I messaged you not so long ago, Alan, and I said I think I need a Doitsu lesson uh, because I struggle with varieties and remembering Doitsu varieties in general because it's just not been my thing, Doitsu, to be fair. And obviously at Koi Wholesale we have a heck of a lot of them, and I need to get to know and understand them a little bit. So this was a fish that we pulled out, and Chris said to me, "People might not get this," and to be honest, I don't get it. I don't know what will happen, or if anything will happen, or if it'll stay the same. Um, but yeah, it was quite an imposing fish. It's like thick, nice thick peduncle.
yeah.
Um,
For the body shape for a Deutsch fish has improved over the years. I've never ever had a Deutsch fish for years because the body shape were always horrendous. But that's been eradicated now, and we're seeing genetics coming into play. And the body shape on this fish is excellent. The Benny
I
plate's superb. Shiroji's superb. What it needs is the sumi to develop just behind the head.
Yeah,
Well, there's little dark markings starting to develop.
yeah. So for like a Benny Kikakuru, are you expecting the Shiroji to like build like a Showa Sumi pattern, or is it? Because I literally don't know much about the variety, to be honest.
The breeder, I don't know a lot about the breeder and what he does with his bloodlines. So we've got to really go on the sumi that's at the tail end
Hmm.
and how it is quite blocky. So we've got to hope that that develops at the head area as well. But it's
It's
still, quality-wise, it's superb.
it's still got quite like thick Motoguru. If that
Yeah,
if that translates into like Doitsu fish as it does with like Showa or Shiro,
yeah.
it's got that element of it. I think you just need a little bit of patience, I guess, if you're waiting for that Sumi to come up. But Clark's Koi has started us off at 200 quid, so I'll start the timer with 3 minutes on this one. But yeah, it's not I Doitsu fish. It's just not my. I don't have much knowledge in it. You need to give me a crash course, I think, Alan.
I think I need to come down here and we'll have a session with all Ricky's Deutsch fish. Get them all out and upset them.
Yeah, because I just don't. There's a lot of different varieties, and I was like, for instance, we've got like a few Yamatanishki,
Yeah,
like metallic Deutsch Sankey, I guess. But then that's apparently a different variety to a Yamatanishki. Yeah, there's a lot of things I've never heard of in Deutsch sea fish, and I think it's like
well,
a
there
whole
is.
different ballgame.
Lots. Yeah, it's people keep putting daft names on them as well.
Yeah.
At least this is not a yellow monkey.
Yeah. But no, I think Ricky's quite fond of Aoki as a breeder. I know he buys a lot of fish from that farm. So we
Yeah.
got New Forest in at 110. There's 1 minute 45 on the clock at the minute. Yeah.
I can see why New Forest have put a bid in for this fish, because the body shape on it for a dice fish is superb. It could make a really, really good parent koi eventually. Quite common with metallic fish, or the pecks are always small. This fish has got excellent sized pecks. It's a thing that lots of people miss with metallic fish and dice fish. Quite common to have small pecks and small tails, but people get hung up on pattern and miss the obvious.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. It has the right size pecks for its fish, for the fish, so would make a really good parent fish. This.
And it does have like glistening shiroji as well, like for a Deutz fish.
Yeah,
The shiroji where as it is right now is really really white. So I guess if it's used as a parent koi, if it passes on that genetic into any other varieties as well, I guess.
yeah. For
Uh,
me, if I was buying this fish for a parent fish, it would be because of the body shape.
Body shape, yeah.
Yeah, for a
Oh,
Deutz fish, it's really exceptional.
we've got Janice in at 2:30 with 30 seconds left on the clock, guys. Yeah, something I need to learn about.
Yeah,
Because there's obviously a reason Ricky's held on to this past eye and grown it on.
yeah.
15 seconds, 10 seconds. Clark's caught at 2:40. Janice back in at 2:55 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done. So that goes to Janice Bean. Congratulations. Nice addition to the pond.
Yeah, well done, Janice.
So moving on. Like I really like this fish, and I was surprised when I heard the breeder it came from. To be fair, because I think we've been talking about some of the breeders, Sakai and Danichi and others, and we've obviously got Takano Sankei on the farm as well. So yeah, I was quite surprised when he told me it was Marahiro, really, because it wasn't one that just popped in my head. But yeah, I really like this fish. What's your initial impressions, Alan?
Run the video for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Normally, I would expect, say, Ginrin from Marahiro, but this
Right.
is really quality fish again. Good body shape, Benny plate to die for, Shiroji to die for, and the Sumi placement, when that develops, is going to be stunning.
And I
The
think the
quality,
quality, yeah,
the quality of the Sumi that's up is really, really good, high quality, but those areas just behind the head are going to balance the fish out superbly. And again, excellent pectoral fins. I'm a bit like Ricky. Pectoral fins is all important for me when I'm looking at fish. If the
yeah,
pecs aren't right, I ain't buying it regardless of anything else.
yeah. It's
And
the
this has
first thing
got,
I look at.
yeah, yeah, because you've
'Cause-
heard Ricky, you've heard us on about it. It is
But
important.
I bought a fish before I looked at it, and then I realised that the fish had its pectorals snipped, and I just didn't notice. I don't know how. Uh, when you're new in the hobby, you don't look at these things, but
You
it was
do?
so obvious that it was shorter than the leading ray was shorter than all the others.
Yeah,
Uh, and yeah, it's kind of my pet hate now. And I also know when you grow in Tosai, it's also incredibly difficult for them all to keep. When you're feeding them hard and they're going absolutely mental for food, and like
yeah.
keeping them all in the pectoral fins in really good condition as well. So yeah, and some of the other varieties that, like I've heard Asagi, it's really common for them to have short leading rays because
Yeah.
they're Asagi and they're absolutely mental. They're more likely and prone to damage themselves. Is something I've heard. Um, yeah, it's a nice fish. This and
It is.
Marahiro. It's not. I don't think we've got many Marahiro fish on the farm. So it's interesting that this is Marahiro. I'm sure Ricky's. There's a story behind this one somewhere.
Yeah, again, Sashi's really, really good on the fish. Kiwa's developing nicely. Fish with potential.
Got a really nice face. That same kind of on the smaller Sankey we had, where you had where the pattern on the face just comes
Yeah,
around the mouth. Yeah, it's lovely that.
yeah, it
Start
is.
Tejime in the peck.
Yeah, it is. Really, really nice fish. Slightly different body structure to Sakai and Dainichi. This is more Matsunosuke, so it's more elegant in size. It'll not have big, broad shoulders, but the body shape is superb on it. So that's not an issue. It's not a be all and end all to have powerful shoulders on a Sankey. As long as the body lines are right, that'll do me fine.
We've had a comment there from Colin, which is a fair question. Is the Sumi a little bit one-sided at the minute, Alan?
At the moment, but we're looking at you've got to look at the overall picture. What's going to happen when this Sumi behind the head develops? The balance is then created from one side to the other, which it should be. It should step from one side to the other side and then back again. So at the very tail end of the fish, we can see Sumi developing, which will cross over between the two dans, and then we've got complete balance in the fish. So at present, he's correct. The balance isn't there, but you want to be looking to the future, not the now. With quality fish like this, they need time to develop properly. At 42 cm, I wouldn't expect it to be totally developed. If we look, so if we look at the Sumi just behind head, there's balance on that side. Then if we go to the bigger Dan, there's Sumi just starting to appear at the front of it where the sashi is.
Yeah.
And then at the tail end, that will cross over right around. So then the balance is created on this fish. This is a fish that just takes a little bit of time, but will be stunning.
Future koi, isn't it?
It is. It's been patient. Yeah. You don't want. I never buy fish for now. I buy fish for when they're bigger and they develop properly. If you buy a fish that's completely finished, young, it can only go one way, downhill. So I always buy fish that I look to the future, not for now. Different when you're buying kahatus. Kahatus are nearly finished when they're young.
Yeah.
Sankies and Shuas, I look to the future, and I'll not even show them. I wouldn't show this fish till it was 70 cm.
Do you think it's got that much to go in it?
Yeah.
Longevity wise, it's got, as in, you're not getting the potential out of it until it's there. Because I know you've spoken at length before about how you feel sometimes hobbyists are not preparing the fish to peak condition for a show. I guess this is a good example of that, waiting and giving it time.
Yeah, this fish isn't ready to show. If it gets to 70 cm, which it will, then everything will be developed properly and we'll see a totally different fish. It takes time and patience.
So we're at 220 at the minute. I'll start a 2-minute timer on this one, guys. Yeah, nice fish and really good shiroji quality. I think with all of these fish from this auction, I'm just thinking off which ponds they all came out of. I think these are all kind of indoor ponds at the minute that are all quite heavy on food. So that these ones have not been kept outside in cold temperatures where the skin can have real time to like condition, and for them still to be kind of in growing ponds and stuff. I think there's probably a bit more conditioning you can get out of these fish when you get them back in your pond as well. But yeah, nice fish. And Marahiro is not one that I like associate with Sankey off the top of my head. It's not a farm I know loads and loads about, other than the stories I hear from Ricky.
Yeah.
So 1 minute left on this one, guys.
Conditioning fish is something that probably Ricky needs to discuss. It's easy saying in cooler water they'll condition properly, and they will. But if you're running a pond in the height of summer, how do you condition the fish?
Yeah, that's very true.
I know how I used to do it, but that's for
30,
another day.
30 seconds on this one, guys. At the minute, Clark's Koi at 220, sniffing a bargain.
This is a bargain.
At 42 centimeters, 220 quid.
Yeah, this is a big bargain.
You're doing my job for me, Alan. 10 seconds on this one. Nice fish. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, there's some sneaky bids in. New Forest Koi at 230. Well done. There you go, Alan. I suppose that's what happens when we run the timer. We're susceptible to some sneaky bids. Unfortunate there for Clark's Koi. But yeah, a great Koi nonetheless. And going to New Forest Koi. Well done. All right, so let's have a look at what's coming up next. So we have a Kajaku. Yeah, I don't think we've had many Kajakus on here before. Another Marahiro Koi, another Nisai. This one just a few centimeters bigger. So yeah, we'll
Wow.
that bid. I think that bid was from the last fish from Holland, from Colin. So yeah, that's yeah, it's a nice fish. This actually, it's not like a common Kajaku color, like Benny color. I wouldn't associate with it. It's like a little bit lighter in pigment than some of the
Yeah.
Kajakus I see. I don't think it's like a different variety name or it's just different Benny
No,
color,
no,
isn't it?
no. Just a Benny colour.
Yeah.
Run the video.
Have a look at the video.
That's what I want to see.
Got that kind of really good white foundation. I think it's just the yeah, it's an interesting Benny color because usually it's like a almost like a darker burgundy color, whereas this one's like a brighter orange color.
Yeah, it is. But again,
Um,
the white skin's good. The reticulation is developing nicely. Really good sized pecs. Clean pecs as well. There's no staining in the pectoral fins, which is quite common with Kajahu. But the pecs are clean. Nice white nose on it. Yeah.
and
And
Coochie Benny, as Colin says as well, which is a nice little.
I think this Benny will develop with a bit more time.
Do you mean
As
like
Ricky,
darken, or do you
yeah,
mean like?
yeah, I think with the right food color enhancing food, this color will thicken up. If we look at the head's a different hue to the rest
Oh, okay, I
at the
see what you
moment. So I think the rest of the body will develop. But again, depending where Ricky's had this and what it's been feeding with the rest. Good body shape. So yeah, I think this fish will develop nicely.
Yeah, I don't think this is it. To be fair, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember what food it would be. I know that this fish might have been in with the some of the Ginrin platinas that we've had, which wouldn't have probably been on color food.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's possible that this one's not had color food, but yeah, it's to me one of my first things with Kajaku is I don't know what the term is for it, but like the nostrils on the head, sometimes they can have like really dark
yeah,
black looking nostrils, and that for me is like a big pet hate. Um, this one doesn't have that. It's nice white face at the
yeah,
front. That kind of translates into the pectoral fins, which are they're never going to be like crystal clear white, but they're that nice color that just I guess
yeah. Well,
enhances the fish a little
the
bit.
beauty of the pecks on this fish is there isn't any um, like Benny in it. If we look at them on that picture there, they're nice and clean.
Hmm.
They're not opaque on the ends. It's nice, solid white in the pecks. Yeah, really nice fish. Just
Yeah.
needs time now to develop.
the
Yeah,
scale alignment is good as well.
yeah, alignment's good, and it's starting to travel down to the lateral line where it should do, and that's something you don't want to see too early. This is at the right stage of development for its age. Yeah, another
So
quality piece.
let's start a 2-minute timer on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marahiro, I think obviously I've heard that he does a lot of varieties. Yeah, again, I wasn't surprised when I found out it was Marahiro, but it is almost like, when we're looking at a top quality, Sankey like we did last time, something me and you can appreciate, and then also like a good example of a Kajaku. It's just a testament, really, I guess, to what that guy's kicking out at his farm and across multiple varieties. Is it a farm you've had chance to visit before, Alan?
it's not. Marahiro is not one I've been to. Sometimes when you go with agents, you're sort of tied down to where they want to go. We did get reprimanded one day when we disappeared, and the guy I was with went just different farms. They weren't very pleased with her, but never mind. We saw some amazing fish that day
Yeah.
from just little farms. We just spent the whole day, and we got reprimanded. But I've got big, broad shoulders.
So we've got 45 seconds left on this one, guys. Currently with Howie Coy at 220. Yeah, a nice addition, nice Kajaku at that money. It's a decent price for a really, really good fish.
Yeah,
45 centimeters as well. It's not a small fish either. Nisai as well. So, and it's not with Kajaku. We've only got 20 seconds left, so I'll come back to that. So we've got Janice back at 2:30 with 15 seconds left. I just keep talking over the timer, so 10 seconds left
oh,
with Isaac.
well done, Isaac.
5 seconds left. Clark's Koi.
Whoa,
3 seconds. 2, 1. Clark's Koi sniped that one. After losing the last one, he's back with a vengeance.
he is.
250. Well done. But yeah, I was just going to say with Kajaku, I've heard that they can develop like a bit of a pot belly. They can be they can be they can tend to be a bit stumpy with the rear end. This one's got quite a decent body line, really.
Yeah, the body line's good on this. I think the days of, as you say, pot bellies, small pecks, small tails, is slowly being bred out of them. I'm not seeing as much as I used to. In the early 2000s, it was quite common. I've been to Kaneko and we were showing allegedly some of his best fish, and I thought, what a pile of crap. They were all short, stumpy, little fins. You think, really? I ain't buying them.
Yeah, I think the breeders are going to breed what's popular. Popular is good fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to remove the timer this time because I'm seeing a few comments. People want to make sure they've got the fairest opportunity to get the fish, and yeah, I'm imagining there's going to be a bit of interest in this koi because the video, if you've seen it on the website, does this fish more justice. What I'm going to say about this fish, it was an absolute pain in the arse to photograph because it was just spinning around, and with the Karashigoi, this fish, when I put the net in, it comes up and tries to like eat the net, and it happily swims into the bloody pan like it's the most tame Karashigoi I think I've ever come across at the farm. And in the bowl, it was just like constantly just swimming around. So that was about the best shot I can get of it.
If
Um,
you speak to Ricky, he'll show you how to take photographs, Stuart.
I've heard he's apparently the best at that, but
Allegedly, yeah, yeah.
yet to see a proper photograph, edited and etc. But we'll see. We'll hold him to that.
Come on, run
So
the
let's play
video.
the video. So does the body shape a bit more justice? I think the video,
Yeah,
just because that foot you can see, and what it's doing right now, swimming around like that, was how it was for about 20 minutes while I was trying to get the photo done.
What?
But yeah, just would not stop moving this fish. Yeah, 53 centimeters for a Nisai fish as well. But it's got like that really nice, almost like fukurin, the rippled effect on the fukurin where it's above the scales, like raised. Yeah. Don't think it's
I'm not.
your favorite variety, is it? Or is it?
I'm letting you talk about it, mate. You've seen it in the flesh.
Well, I really like this fish. Nobody bid in just yet, but who knows? Sometimes I do get shocked with what I maybe perceive as a really nice fish and what maybe some others do. But 200 quid at 53 centimeters, obviously confirmed male, but it's not stopped it growing at 53 centimeters for Nisai. Yeah, I think that's an absolute steal at that money. But we'll give it another 30 seconds, see if anybody comes in. Otherwise, we'll
Yeah, I
move
would
on.
say
And I think Rick,
again. If we
sorry,
look at the pectoral fins, the shape of the pectoral fins would tell you it was a female. But
yeah,
it's got lovely shaped fins on it. Really good. I think it's going to be a big fish. This.
yeah,
Run the video again because it's different. Looks totally different in the video. Yeah, yeah. Nice broad head on it. Good length of the head. Good structure. Nice backbone. Lovely balanced pecs. Yeah, going to be a big fish. This, Joe.
yeah. I think so. And when a fish is growing at that rate of knots, Nisai 53 centimeters, I
Yeah.
don't think it even comes into consideration if it's male or not. But yeah,
No.
obviously it is a male, so confirmed male. So where we can give the gender, we do like to try and give people like the best clarity they can get for the considered purchase like this really. So yeah,
Yeah.
I actually managed to go around Okawa farm when I was in Japan last year, and some of the Karashigoi they have there, he was considering taking to the All Japan koi show, and yeah, they're just unreal, unbelievable, and you can see a difference between some of the Okawa examples we have on the farm and the yellow monkeys. It's a different pigment in the skin altogether, and I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
what it is. If I don't know if there's different lineages used there between what the Karashigoi element of them in both, because I think is the yellow monkey bred with a Ginrin Kahaku. Ricky said, I think.
Yeah. I think so.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's
Which sounds strange. People will find that hard to believe. Um, how the yellow monkey is so yellow when it's got Kahako in its bloodline. But it's like most things, they're crossed with so many things. And it's understanding these things, and he's got it off to an art. But this is a stunning fish. The tail tube on this fish is excellent.
yeah, it's a really nice example, and
It is.
yeah, I think in the right circumstances, it could be a really big fish. I mean, I've seen some of these Karashigoi up to past 90 centimeters. I've seen what can happen, and I've also seen how the Shiroji develop. Sorry, not the Shiroji, the Fukurin. How the
Yeah.
Shiroji develops, how the Fukurin develops, and you can see it really starting. I don't know how long it'll take. Um, but some of the Yonsei examples I'd seen were absolutely phenomenal. Right conditions wouldn't surprise me if it made it past 85 centimeters. What would you think, Alan, from
Oh,
Clark's?
yeah. Yeah. I would expect this in the right condition to do 85 easy. Yeah.
So
It
we're
has the
currently with
structure to do it.
yeah. So we're currently with Janice at 370. So we'll see if anybody comes in over the next 30 seconds. Otherwise, I'll start the formalities. But yeah, 53 centimeters is a lot of fish for the money. Yeah, there's quite a few different karashigoi we have on the farm. Like I've mentioned, the yellow monkeys are probably the closest we've got to the Okawa ones in terms of like growth and size from what Ricky's been growing on. But yeah, different pigment altogether, and it's almost like a different head shape I've seen. Yeah, nice fish.
So, if Dainichi's yellow monkey Okawa is what? Banana tree?
Banana tree. Mango sorbet. Oh dear, we've got another one coming up, Alan. After this, I think another one of your favourites.
Oh,
So we've got Marcus up at 380. There's quite a couple of people still in. If you want to let us know, Janice, if you're still in, we're looking at £10 increments on this one. But yeah, this thing will probably hand feed, as most Karashigoi will, to be honest. It's extremely tame. 390 for Janice Bean. I'm saying that like it, it's extremely tame. You should buy it because it's extremely tame. I only say that because it'd make a difference with my wife if it was extremely tame or not. But yeah, Janice in at 390. Marcus, are you still in? Marcus Upton out. So we'll leave it another 30 seconds and I'll start the formalities if nobody else is interested. They do like the food. Yeah, the yellow monkey tosai came in 10 centimeters smaller than the Dainichi Kahaku, and I think they've pretty much caught up now. Some of the Dainichi Kahaku examples, so there is they do grow at a considerable rate. So I'll give it 10 seconds, and we'll call this one. Currently with Janice at 390. Going once. Going twice. And sold to Janice at 390. Well done, Janice. Fantastic. So, moving on to one of Alan's favourite varieties.
oh no! Don't. I can live with this.
So, you're going to tell me off again, aren't you, for putting that as the variety?
I'm not even talking about it. You've
Crafty
gone down.
Koi says, is Alan okay? Has he fallen off his chair?
I've fallen off your chair.
Oh dear.
So you're going to talk about this one, Joe, and then I'm going to come back at you.
Well, what I would say is with some of these Dainichi, fish that they've got, so the yellow monkeys, the black Zeus, and the black diamond, with all of them, the Ginrin quality is phenomenal. And with this fish, the video, if I roll the video, the Ginrin quality is there.
Yeah.
Got that kind of shine. That it's if you'd have put this fish in front of me without telling me what breeder it was, I could probably tell you that it's Dainichi just because of the Ginrin quality. This fish has been raised at high temperatures, and you might have seen Ricky's video that I think he did with Lee Hadfield talking
Yeah.
about the how the sumi has dropped off since he's had them at Tosai. So I think obviously there's these again are a bit of an unknown variety out there in terms of sumi and how it develops and how it comes back. But these have been obviously raised in hot temperatures since they've been out of the farm.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that in the condition in the Shiroji in the head. Condition on the Shiroji needs to go into cooler water again. But Kamonryu are a very interesting fish. I just love the way they develop and disappear and then redevelop. It's just a learning curve with them as well. It just takes time. But the quality of the sumi that's up on that video looks superb. And I take it that's just starting to come back again now, Joe.
Yeah, well, with a lot of them, the Sumi is coming back, and Ricky's
Yeah,
obviously. You might even be able to pick out the video after this and find this specific example bold, but you can see it on the head as well. You know, just right in the
yeah,
center of the head, it's coming, and in the gill plate, and obviously it's
yeah,
still got Botaguru in both fins. So, like the Sumi is there, but you know, I've not raised this variety of koi, and I can't attest to whether or not it's going to come back as it was when it was toes high, or you know, not really. So there's not a lot I can. It's obviously a gamble, but I think as a fish as it is right now, I could probably just appreciate it based on the Ginrin quality,
yeah,
of and the Dainichi, that Dainichi kind of shine and name as well.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, obviously it's quite a high starting bid at 500 quid. But obviously these Black Zeus, um, they do not come cheap, as Ricky has attested to before. And I think obviously he put a lot of investment into these fish, so you know they're not cheap fish to buy really, especially from the auctions.
yeah. Yeah, it's a gamble when you buy them. But it could be something special again.
Yeah, yeah,
As this sumi develops and becomes like a dragon pattern on this fish, and if the dorsal area stays really white, I think this would be a very interesting fish.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm almost intrigued to, you know, see some examples that have made it past Nisai and see at Dainichi and see, you know, how they're raising them and what they actually look like and what the end goal is. Because I suppose we see all of these varieties, and like we've seen obviously with Golden Corn from Taniguchi, we've seen like the finished example like in the show scene. I think I'd
yeah,
love to go and see some of the kind of really finished examples of these in, you know, from Japan, so I can kind of understand what it is we're trying to achieve with them, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, 500 quid. Um, we'll give it another couple of minutes, and if we've got no bidders, we'll move on to the next one.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting. I wonder. I think we've spoken quite a few times about how you'd classify these fish, and obviously, if I'm benching another show this year, I'm going to be making some mistakes for you to sort for me again, Alan. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because some of these are at some serious hobbyist ponds this year. So whether or not we see some rock up again at some of the bigger shows in the UK this year, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting fish. It would be good to see, as you say, some examples of fish that are 70 cm and see where they travel to, what the pattern does. It's hard to visualize at the moment what's going to happen with this fish. Even for me, I was struggling to just tell you what's going to happen with this fish. Not a
Yeah.
variety I've taken a lot of interest in, but I will.
Yeah. I think the you know if it was any little farm like that was doing something different like this, then you know a few people, because it's Dainichi and because that Ginrin quality there is there, and also the growth potential. You know, people are always going to be interested in
Yeah,
you know what they're trying to achieve. And I think the yellow monkeys have probably been the most popular variety out of the stuff that they've been done. The Ginrin Crash, you got, should I say? But that kind of Dainichi brand has
oh,
been.
you saved yourself there.
So let's move on from this one. I don't think
Well, I
we're
think
gonna
that's the
have.
one that will be interesting to see if Ricky grows this on and then comes back again 6 months' time. It'll be more finished fish.
I think he's got an example that's at least over 65 centimeters now, and
Yeah,
that is really starting to look special. Um, because it's coming up the gill plates and it's coming back around the head, but it's not like fully black. There's still the scales are shiroji coloured, but the actual black is now filling in all the gaps, and it does look special. The body shape's really powerful on it as well.
yeah,
But again, it's not like me and you can sit and say we're going to guarantee that's going to happen with this fish because we just don't know enough about it. But
yeah,
these are a bit of a gamble fish. But let's move on to the next one. And yeah, who knows? We might see this fish again next in the auction in a few months, and it might be totally different. We'll see.
yeah.
Um, Now this fish, I think, is going to be one that you're going to like. My personal favourite from this auction. Um, what's your initial impressions, Alan?
It's a shearer. Yeah, this Okawa breeds some really stunning shearers now. It's always been for me Umasato, but Okawa are breeding quality shearer juries, and this Ginrin is a prime example. This is a stunning fish. Run the video of this.
Let's go with that.
For anybody, you can see what's happening with this fish, but the sumi quality is just outstanding. Motaguru is really, really good and balanced on both sides. Very interesting head pattern, and the quality of the Ginrin is superb.
Yeah, it's just that Shiroji quality, but also my favourite Shiro in this country is the one that's owned by Wayne Taylor, Omasako Fish, and it won Best Non-Go Sankey a couple of years ago, I think, at the National.
Yeah,
Only quite a small fish, but the thing that's stunning about that Shiro that he owns is the head colour is just milky white, and
yeah,
ever since I saw that fish, I've been, I keep my eye out for, at a small age, what you should look for in like the head color. And I think this is kind of in the right direction. We're getting that kind of head color really white.
yeah. It just takes a
Um,
little bit of time on shearers to get the heads white and conditioning them again. But the Shiroji on this fish is really, really excellent. The sumi quality is just outstanding, and the balanced sumi pattern is exceptional. Actually,
yeah,
stunning little fish. Body line is really, really good. This is quality.
yeah. It's got balanced motor guru. I mean, for me personally, with Ginrin Shiro, I don't really want the Ginrin in the Sumi. What's your opinion on that? Do you want Ginrin in the Sumi or not, Alan?
Yeah, it should be there. It can detract from the sumi though.
Yeah,
It makes the sumi look a bit wishy washy, but in this case, the sumi is really powerful on this fish.
yeah.
It, yeah, the ginrin isn't detracting from this fish. The ginrin's enhancing this fish, which is unusual for me to say because I find a lot of times ginrin distracts from the quality of the fish, but this doesn't. This is
Mhm.
quality right through the fish.
Yeah.
Even the sashi is consistent on all the dans. The Kiwa is starting to develop nicely, which is not a thing we've seen in the past. Kiwa never happened on Sumi in the past. It is developing all the time now,
Mhm.
and it just gives another element to the fish.
And I think anybody who's got a little bit of vision with what's going to happen with that head
Yeah,
pattern, that you can see where it's coming. You can almost get a little sharpie out, draw it on yourself where it's going to go because it looks really predictable. And
yeah, it is.
if it gets that cross across the face, yeah, I think you're talking about a showfish, aren't you, Alan?
Oh
If
yeah,
that
this is a
happens,
showfish now. Even at the size, it's a showfish.
yeah, yeah. I I just think it's for it to max out its potential. It could probably, I'd be looking at wanting a head pattern on that. Just getting that finished. But I can see your point at the minute. Like, what's going to be better than that? You're going to have something even better at a show to beat that. And
Yeah,
Ginrin, especially. I'm trying to think of something else I've seen that could maybe, but it's a struggle. This one's one of the better examples out of the series that Ricky's been doing on Koi Wholesale page for the Okawa heroes that you will have seen when you came with Crafty Koi, and that
Yeah.
pond was in its feeding stage then. But they've done really well, to be fair. Some of them have reached at least over 45 centimeters. Some of them fish. So obviously this one being Ginrin, it's a little bit smaller than some of the other examples, but like a stunning example.
This is an excellent example. This is a fish I would buy at the drop of a hat. This fish would probably I wouldn't shoot it for a couple of years if I bought that. I'll let it develop more, let the head develop more, but let the structure of the body develop because it's got a good body line. In the past, shearers tend to have small tail tubes, which was a problem, but that's developed genetically wise. It's developed superbly, and this is a cracking fish.
Yeah. Currently at 340 with Janice there. Glenn Channon.
Yeah, it's just a stunning fish.
Yeah.
This is Grace May shearers, no problem.
What's your opinion then on Shiro
What's the
lineages? Because obviously I know that you've studied Shiro a lot in terms of like
Yeah.
Omasako and stuff like that. They are getting their Rokawa, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, most people have Omasako in their bloodlines now, so they're all catching up. They'll never be better than Omasako, but they'll be on a par. I think Urkawa are really improved over the past 5 years. I've seen a big change, a big step up in the quality of their fish. Genji as well, stunning. Shearers, N&D line, they are really coming on strong. N&D. I'm really following them at the minute. I haven't actually got an N&D shearer, but I will purchase one or two just to see how they develop. But this is a stunning fish.
So I
Yeah.
think we're at 360 now with Neo. Yeah, not a lot much more to be said about that. I just think consistency of the Ginrin from the top of the head, right back to the back of the near the tail is really strong. But yeah, for me personally, I just think this. Yeah, it was my pick of the fish, and we got some stunning fish coming up after this. But out of the fish that we've got tonight, this was probably my pick of the lot.
I can see why.
372 with Glenn. I don't think Glenn wants to give this one up.
Yeah, stunning.
380 with Neil. Roll the video again. Everything's just in proportion with it, really. Size of the
They are.
pecs, that big, nice head size.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with Ginrin Showa or Ginrin Shiro, I do prefer it when the Sumi's just not Ginrin. I don't know why. I just think it's. There was a really good example at the All England show of a Showa, I think it was, that had Ginrin Sumi and then some not Ginrin Sumi.
Yeah.
That was a real special fish, to be fair. But I tend to prefer them with Sumi on plain scale rather than Ginrin. Is it something that for a Ginrin fish would it change how you judge it at a show or not?
No. We judge the quality of the Ginrin. We'll prefer if it's a shear or a shua to have Ginrin in the sumi as well. Because if you've got a shua with a lot of heavy sumi and it hasn't got the Ginrin in, then you've got to demerit it because we're judging Ginrin on the day. We judge the fish, but we also judge the Ginrin. So the quality of the Ginrin needs to be through all the elements. So if it's not in the sumi, then part of the Ginrin is missing from that fish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
cracking fish.
400 with Neil. Glenn, if you could let us know if you're still in, mate. Roll that video again. Yeah, Glenn's back in at 410. Yeah, there's a real battle going on for this one.
It just gets better every time you run the video.
I know. This is the problem as well, like working at Koi Wholesale. I've already brought one fish home. You have to really limit yourself. And I can see Ricky's problem because I have to ask him, I think this one could go in the auction, or maybe this one. And obviously he wants to do the same as me and keep them all. So, yeah, Glenn's out, so it's currently sat with Neil at 420. So if anyone else is interested, could let us know, and we'll start the formalities. If not, all right, let's start the formalities. If nobody else is interested, so going with Neil at 420, going once, going twice, and sold to Neil Baum. Well done. What a stunning fish. Well done. Fantastic. So let's see what's next. Yeah. This is also another Ginrin fish, or Kin Ginrin fish, as you've taught me. So yeah, this one is Nisai confirmed female. For anybody that's interested in this, obviously this one's with a bit of a bigger price tag than the others, but what a fish! Benny quality is absolutely phenomenal. I'm pretty sure this one will come with a certificate. I'll have to just confirm that with Ricky, but I think yeah, this one will probably come with a certificate. Yeah, Ginrin Kahaku. What do you think, Alan, on the picture?
Oh, I want the video. Sod the picture. Get the video. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Stunning body shape, excellent chirurgy, stunning Benny plate, and excellent Ginrin.
Yeah.
That is, and the pecs are just to die for.
I just like it's like how the Benny edge is so refined on the fish,
Yeah.
and the Ginrin. One of the things you obviously said is you want that bronzy color in the Ginrin on the Benny,
Yeah.
and you want the silvery color on the
Yes.
Shirodi. It
Yeah.
doesn't bleed anywhere. So
No.
from you telling me, that's what you're looking for. That's show me a different element of this koi, because it doesn't bleed in at all
No.
anywhere. Obviously this is 2 years old, 40 centimeters, but yeah, guaranteed female from Dainichi Koi Farm, 500 quid. Currently sat with Glenn, is not to be sniffed at.
Oh, definitely not. Super broad head. I mean, the head looks even bigger on that video than it does on the picture.
Yeah, it's a very kind of powerful fish kind of swimming about. It's not, with a couple of fish that you'll see, the body shape of them has still got some to do. I think this one, if you can carry it through as you grow this fish on, it's gonna just enhance that fish, that body shape, I guess.
It's an absolutely stunning fish.
Howie Coy says, Alan, do you want me to put in a secret bid for you?
Oh, God.
No, currently sat with Janice at 520. Yeah, lovely fish. Not too bad Ginrin examples in a row there. Really good Shiro and Kahaku, yeah.
Yeah, this fish doesn't need a lot of talking about. It's just a stunning fish. The Benny plate's superb on it.
Mm-hmm.
Body shape's excellent. Unbelievable fish.
Yeah. He doesn't do bad, does Ricky? Does he raising these fish?
Yeah, he's coming on. From them snotty nosed kid days, he was a little shit, but he's come on.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's just everybody needs one Ginrin fish, and if it's going to be a Ginrin fish, make it a good one. Go for this
Yeah,
one.
without
Big
a
mouth
doubt.
and big tail, says Brian. It has got a big mouth, to be fair, but the head in general is in proportion to
Yeah,
the body. If it had a small head and it had the kind of broad um, element just around the tip of the dorsal, I
yeah,
think it'd look a
the
bit,
shoulder area. Yeah,
shoulder area. It'd look out of proportion, but pectoral fins, nice and round as well. It's got a little bit of a presence, this one, I think. Yeah, so
Tez,
currently out with Janice.
it's a
See
fish
if
I like.
anybody at 520. If anyone else wants to place a bid, it's £10 increments. Looking for 530 on this one. Yeah, I'll have to just confirm with Ricky, to be fair, if this one comes with a certificate. I should have asked beforehand, shouldn't I? Nice fish. Not a lot for us to talk about with this one, other than it's saying over and over
No,
again, it's a lovely fish.
it's stunning.
As a Ginrin, has a Ginrin Gosanke won any kind of major awards? I'm trying to think of any at a show that like
Yeah, I've awarded a Kahatu once, GC, at one of the smaller shows.
all right, okay.
And it was 75 cm. It was quality fish as well. Beat some nice sankies on the day. But then I've awarded GC to Kajatu as well. People think it's always going to be Kahatu Sankey Shua. No, not all the time.
No,
It can be different fish. Like I say, I've awarded a Kajatu once at Birmingham. And everybody was shocked, but it was the best fish on the day.
I'd love to see that happen at one of the national shows, or the major shows. But we've I think all the fish that have been awarded fairly recently have all been the right GCs for the shows. To be fair,
Yeah,
but yeah, it'd be
there's been some cracking fish taking GCs at the shows in the past 5 years. Some
yeah.
stunning fish.
Is there any
Stunning.
that you've kind of felt like have just missed it? Any like non Gosanki that have missed out recently, or can you think of any off the top of your head?
I think the nearest one would have been the Shearer, probably 2-3 years ago at the National. That was very, very close to winning GC with the panda eyes. Trying to remember that fish. Yeah, that had a good shot. It was close. It was a split decision between the judges on the day. If I'd taken it, I would have been quite happy to see it take it. It was a stunning example of a shearer.
Yeah, interesting because obviously you've got a panel of judges, isn't it? And sometimes you're gonna have split decisions, I guess, isn't it? And what you sometimes think might be different to what others think, and I think maybe some people might not know that or understand that there's multiple opinions and multiple. I guess there's no right or wrong answer really. It's looking at different qualities and trying to
Yeah,
stack it up. Like I don't envy you having to make some of the difficult decisions sometimes.
yeah. Generally, it's between 2 or 3 fish when you come down to GC. But you've always got an odd number of judges, so you'll always get a decision on the day. That's the whole point of having an odd number of judges. If
Yeah,
it's a 5-4 split, 3-2 split, you'll always have an odd number. and you accept it on the day. Three judges maybe like it better than you do, and you've got to be gracious and accept that.
Mhm. So for this fish, we're at 580 with Janice. I think Janice wants this one. She's been in from the beginning. So if there's anyone else that's interested, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll begin the formalities on this one. Yeah, Ginrin for a show, Alan. Is it as difficult raising a plain scale fish, or is there a different element to conditioning a Ginrin? What's your thoughts on that?
No, it's really conditioning is the same for any fish. Like I say, I really want to see Ricky discuss this, how he conditions fish, because it's important. A lot of people don't know what is meant by conditioning fish, and it's probably a good subject to discuss. I think Ricky needs to get on top of that one. I'm not going to tell him my secret.
Fair enough.
People wouldn't believe us, but never mind.
Janice at 620 now. Marcus, are you still in? Could let us know. But yeah, I think yeah, there's something to be said about a special Ginrin. Marcus back up at 640. Would you ever? Do you think there'd ever be an award specifically for best Ginrin just at the show in general across all the sizes, or do you think we give enough credit for Ginrin fish?
I think we do. As a judge, we will always judge what we see on the day, and if a Ginrin's the best fish, I'll award it whatever award it deserves.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what's on there the day. I think last year the All England was mature champion, not a Ginrin Kohaku. I'm sure it was. It was either mature or adult. Was a Ginrin fish, and it was stunning. It was on a par with this fish we're looking at. Actually, this fish would push it close. It would. It would really push it close. Yeah.
Really nice. Marcus is building quite the collection as well. He's had a few fish from the auction. Yeah, so really nice example, and it wouldn't surprise me to see this fish again somewhere in the country. Janice
Yeah.
back in at 700. She doesn't want to let it go either. Yeah, all around a beautiful fish. But I think it's got that almost marathon special element to it. It's just not quite marathon, but it's nearly there. You can let me get away with that one. It's got that just magic band just between the head and that second Dan, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Marcus back in.
Got one more fish after this, guys. Worth sticking around for. So I'd be interested to see who gets this. Janice back in at 750. This is a real battle. One of them, you don't want to, once you see something that you love. The thing is with koi, I've done it before and there's a fish at Ricky's place that I keep telling him like he's not allowed to sell it until, or at least he's got to give me first dibs on it until he sells it. But yeah, koi can be instinctive once you set eyes on it. You don't want to miss out on it, but sometimes the expense can put a bit of a wedge between that sometimes. But yeah, this is a good koi for the money. 780 with Marcus.
Wow.
Douglas says give it to them both. I'm pretty sure they'd prefer not to receive half a fish each, but I'm sure it can be arranged. Janice back in at 800.
Wow.
I think it's fair to say we've got Alan's seal of approval with this one. We should put that on the little koi wholesale certificate. Get the Alan Tate signature on it.
Get it
Alan
signed.
Tate approved. But yeah, if there's any, whilst everyone's tuning in, if there's any varieties that anybody wants to see in any upcoming koi wholesale auctions, put them in the chat. You can always have a snoop around the farm, see if I can get Ricky to release anything. If there's any varieties people want to see on the live streams, back in with 820 with Marcus Upton.
Does Ricky ever go on holiday?
I don't think he's been on holiday whilst I've been there, to be fair. I think Japan is his holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, if you plan it right, and when he's away, just sell what you want. Don't tell him.
It might. To be fair, he's got a photographic memory of fish, and I think what he's paid for them and everything else. So what he's, when they say when you're taking information, you push something out. I don't want to know what he's forgetting all the time. Every time he buys a new fish, but it must be something important. So yeah. So currently with 840 with Janice, but yeah, Ricky, he's got a photographic memory. He'll be able to remember any fish on the farm as well. Crazy.
I bet he can't remember all the yellow monkeys.
Kinshower, says Neil Baum. He'd like to see Kinshower. To be fair, I don't know if we've got any Kinshower on the farm. Interesting one. If you're still in, Marcus, let us know. Well done, Janice. I'm out, says Marcus. So I'll just do the formalities on this one. A real battle for that one. So we'll say going once with Janice Bean at 840. Going twice. And sold to Janice Bean. Well done.
Well done.
What a fish. So we're moving on to the last lot of tonight, which is probably one of the best examples from Ricky's Issa Showa growing out project that he's had. This fish is absolutely stunning. The Benny and Sumi quality is just absolutely to die for. So I think I'll play the video and let you guys make your mind up on what you think about it.
Wow.
It's got a menacing head, hasn't it? It's a bit like Darth Maul.
It's got a head like Crafty.
Yeah, it's a really nice fish.
Just the power on that fish. Stunning.
We already started at 550 with Ash Hopton. Obviously, Nisai 46 centimeters. Gender as female as well, which is a nice little bonus for anybody that's mad about females, like Alan.
Yeah. And there's still got so much to do. Typical Issa Showa.
Yeah, I did. I've got an Issa Showa, and I feel like I'm going mad waiting for something to happen with it. I don't think this fish looks a little bit more predictable than mine.
Yeah,
because the Sumi that is up is already up and in high quality as well. So I've got one, and I'm just like waiting for something to happen. Whereas this one's the total opposite of Issa. But like you say, Alan, there's more to come from that, isn't there?
Oh yeah, much more to come. It's still got to sharpen up yet. It's developing nicely. It's developing where it should do. And just be patient, a little bit more patient. But the body shape is exceptional on this fish. I love shores with power. The head's the right size, shoulders, everything about this fish. Pectoral fins, again, cracking pectoral fins. And again, the Sumi, if we strip the Sumi off, Kahara-wise, the pattern would be quite bland, but the sumi just finishes this fish off superbly. The way it moves from left of the head across to the right-hand side, wraps round the dan, then starts again. Stunning fish.
Yeah. And even that just that little window on the head of the
Yeah,
shirochi, it's just about enough, isn't it, for it to
it is.
be, absolutely perfect. Obviously, I think there's still some sumi coming on that right gill plate that has
Yeah,
that I might see it again, but yeah, there's still some more to come on the head, but also that like coochie benny on the lip is
yeah,
a really
yeah,
nice little feature to it as well. Um, it's kind of got that bit of shower madness where you're getting a bit of a crazy pattern on the head, but sometimes you can get a really nice traditional basic shower, whereas this one's a bit unorthodox. It's not necessarily that lightning strike sumi pattern down the head. It kind of is in that U shape, which is a bit unusual as well.
yeah.
Um,
I do
yeah,
like a
I really like
transition.
this fish.
Run the
Really
video again. Yeah.
nice. I think Ricky's been subbed off on football. He's let 5 goals past him, past his net. Yeah, it's a really nice example. This.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Isashua.
So currently sat with Glenn at 620.
Yeah, it is. Stunning fish.
There's been some pretty big Issa showers on the show scene, Alan. What's your thoughts on Issa as a bloodline in shower? Where does it stack up for you in terms of other bloodlines?
Personally, I think he's up in the top 5 Showa breeders in Japan. In fact, I would even put him in the top 3. It's just being patient with the sumi on his line. I find the sumi takes a little bit longer to develop, but just be patient with it. Like this fish, I can imagine was quite Kage effect, especially on the right hand side where the bigger sumi pattern was
Yeah,
when it was younger, and it's developing now. And you've just got to be patient with them. I used to find that with Dainichi Shua years ago. The sumi plate took a long, long time to develop, probably 6 years before it developed. Where Issa don't take quite as long. The sumi quality is excellent, and this is going to be a stunning fish. This it's going to be a big fish as well.
yeah. And
That head, the size of the head on this fish, superb. Run the video again. It's just something I was wanting to have a look at. Yeah, turn around. Let's see the other side. Yeah, I think it's something that Chris mentions quite often as this fish fills out. The body shape rounds up. That white underbelly will actually picture frame the fish even more. At the
yeah,
moment, you can't quite see the shiroji, but as it fills out, I think you're going to see a really nice white line appearing below the sumi and the beni. I think it's going to absolutely transform this fish.
yeah. No, I totally agree with you. To be fair, I hadn't even considered when that element of the pattern coming round either. Um, yeah, I'm just looking. The main thing for me, I guess, from my point of view, is the head. I just get drawn to that, and yeah, going back to that kind of coochie Benny is just a memorable. We talk about memorable fish and that little sankey we had earlier on, which is a
Yeah,
was a real different sankey. This has got a really memorable head pattern,
yeah,
and it'd be interesting to see in the right conditions what someone could do with this fish.
I think so. I think what makes the head pattern as well is those two white windows, and they're
Yeah,
not windows; they're part of the pattern element.
yeah,
That just gives you something different on that head. And then when the body line fills out and we see the white border below the lateral line, I think it's going to be stunning. It's going to just picture frame everything.
yeah. And in terms of like the colours you've got going on, I mean, we know the Sumi quality is going to be good. The actual Shiroji, almost like canvas, is the
Yeah,
Shiroji is good in both the head and the pecs as well.
yeah.
And the Benny is unreal. Um, and even at 2 years old, I still think that's got time to develop.
Oh yeah, the Benny plate's superb on it. The Shiroji's superb, and the Sumi's just starting to develop the way it should to give
Yeah,
you the third element.
yeah.
Yeah, really, really high class fish.
So we're sat currently with Sean Riley at 8:20. We've got two people in currently. Glenn back in at 8:30. Really stunning fish.
It's
Sean's
probably
back in again.
the one fish I haven't got of any real quality is a shore. I've got stunning Kohakus and Shiros and a couple of Sankies that are really developed well, but I haven't really purchased many shore. And it was always because I never thought the body line was that good on them, but genetically wise now, such a different beast now. It's something I need to buy.
Yeah, yeah. I've never really with Showa. I've never really thought that there was a body. I guess like over the 2 years I've been in the hobby, I didn't know there was like a stipulation about the body line on Showa. So I'm surprised to hear you say that. Is that kind of what similar to what I mentioned earlier about Kajaku?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. In the early days of Shua, the body line was heavy at the front, but the tail tubes were always narrow and not in proportion. That's changed. The same with Shiro. Shiro, when I first started buying Shiros, I used to buy some right crap, thinking that it developed the tail tube. Never did. But that's changed. Genetics have played a big part, and things change, and it's moving with the times. So I really need to look at buying some young Tursai and develop them. Sure.
what a stunning example. So Colin says he's not putting in a bid because the wife is sat next to him. Sorry, Colin, if I got you in bother if you're playing this out on loudspeaker. Um, Sean is currently in at 950. Steve says if Alan ever bids on a fish, we must know it is good.
I've got news for you. There's two or three fish tonight I would have bid on, but I would do it. I would get somebody to do it for us.
Yeah,
Because
and that's what.
one of my early days of showing, I went to a dealer. He knew who I was. Asked him for the price of the fish, and the price he quoted us was ridiculous. So I went back to the car and got my 10-year-old daughter to go in and ask for the same fish. And he was given a price of half what he gave me.
Wow.
So she bought it. Came back to the car, got the cash office, and went and bought it.
Are you sure you're not taking credit there for your daughter picking a nicer fish than you, Alan? Is that
Well,
what?
probably because she had a superb eye. She still has.
So we've got a bit of a battle going on here again. We've got a few people still in by the looks of it. Sean Riley at 990. Glenn is out. Thanks for letting us know, Glenn. Colin says Alan makes his daughter do everything.
Yeah, she's brilliant in cleaning filters.
So, is there anyone still left in on this fish, or is Sean out on his own at 990? Give it another minute and see if anyone else is left in. Yeah, I think that's a real nice piece to end on that.
Yeah, stunning koi.
Yeah, lovely. Could watch that all day, to be fair. There's certain fish that you could just admire swimming around in your pond for quite a long time, and that's one of them. And you'll probably see different elements every time you look at it, and notice about different qualities that it's got.
Yeah, every 3 months you'll see a change.
So let's start the formalities. So currently with Sean Riley at £990, going once, going twice, take a YouTube lag. Sold to Sean at £990. Well done, mate. What a
Well done,
buy.
Sean.
What a great buy. And yeah, that's the end of this week's live auction. Thanks again, Alan, for jumping in last minute today for us. It's been really good to have you on, and I feel like I've learnt a couple of bits today. So knowledge is greatly appreciated.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Ricky here saying, wait until you see what we've got lined up for you next week. Check out YouTube later on. A special Sakai Tosai including growing. Well, I didn't know about
Wow.
this. Hey, I'm
Wow.
out. There you go. Including growing on.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Stoddard's getting soft.
He is getting soft, yeah?
Yeah.
It's my puppy eyes, Alan. Things are happening now, you see. No, it's great. I've just enjoyed. It's always good to do these live auctions and give people another event in the calendar. But yeah, I'll let everybody get off. Thanks again, Alan, for tonight. It's been
No
good having
problem.
you on. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. All right.
Speak to you later.
Cheers.